Hello, my name's Craig Stalker, and I've entitled this video a tribute to Daniel Basto-Gurwell and his tremendous leadership capabilities. Daniel and I first became associated when we were put together in a group of individuals taking an internet marketing course on the power of the social networking sites on internet marketing. I must say that I'm a newbie to the internet, and if it wasn't for the contributions of people like Daniel and the other 3 members of that group, I wouldn't have made it this far, much less have the possibility of completing this course. And I hope before this day's over, I'll be able to give a tribute to each of the members of that team. Now, the only way I can really develop my feelings for Daniel and his leadership capabilities is to put them in the context of a speech I heard not too long ago given by Colin Powell. His speech covered motivation and leadership capabilities. Now, there's 2 things that I think have to be assumed, and I won't talk about here. One of them is motivation. The people I'm talking about in these videos are highly motivated. Motivated to the extent that it doesn't even need any further discussion. Secondly, grounded. Each of the individuals I'm going to hopefully talk about today before the day's over are firmly grounded. And that includes people like Daniel. Now, Colin Powell talked about motivation and leadership in terms of the building blocks necessary to form the foundation for a good leader. Taking external forces and circumstances, internalizing them, analyzing them, acting upon them, and upon that set of circumstances and forces, then taking another set of external forces and circumstances and internalizing that and acting on it, and block by block, step by step, building into the leader that you can ultimately become. Him being a good example. During his talk, he talked about his family, his schooling, his time at the military academy, and of course his period marching through the steps of the military up to his political recognition as ambassador and so forth. And that's where I put Daniel. There's a lot recently on the internet and in internet marketing about dominance. Dominance seems to be the term of the day. And I'm not putting Daniel in that category. To me, that doesn't equal the leadership capabilities that Daniel has. And dominance just isn't being given in the courses that I'm taking. My brother's in real estate. He's taking courses on the internet and its applicability to the real estate market. And he's being taught in the same terms, dominance. To me, dominance is not leadership. Dominance is a position, the occupation of a preeminent position. It's a power. The power over others. It really has nothing to do with the character, the makeup, or the assets of the individual. And it's often, in my view, very transitory. Leadership, on the other hand, is somewhat like education. Once you develop it, nobody can take it away from you. It's an ability. It's the ability to lead, the ability to guide, the ability to show others the way. It's an ability based upon years of experience and, above all, communication skills. And that's where I put Daniel. To give you an example of how this shows in a personality such as Daniel's, not too long ago, we were on Skype, and I wanted to test my new webcam. As a matter of fact, this webcam's only a couple of days old. It's taken me that long to learn how to set it up in order to even get to these videos. And I caught Daniel on Skype, and I said, Daniel, do you have the time? Let's try out my new webcam. And I could just tell that he was tied up involved in his own schedule, that he really didn't want to. But do you think for a minute he would say, no, Craig, maybe later. I don't have time for it right now. No, absolutely not. He laid down what he did, turned on his webcam, and away we went. Now, it was during that time together that I asked Daniel a question. And I had a problem. It may have been the webcam, it may have been something else. But I so clearly remember I had started on a path. And it was my movement down that path where I ran into my problem. And I thought it was at that point in my walk down the path. Well, when I presented Daniel with it, I heard him, just saw him pausing. And then he went right back into my foundation. He goes, well, did you do this? Did this lead to this? Did you do this? Did this lead to that? And before long, it came perfectly clear that my problem was the result of missing a step further back in the line, that it was back in the foundation. It wasn't at the point I thought it was at. And it occurred to me, you know, here's an individual that's busy with his own schedule, that was presented with the problem he probably didn't have time for in the first place, and the process he took to help me get to the answer had a tremendous impact on me. And I thought that a tremendous asset for anybody that has the ability to do that, particularly within the time constraints I knew that he had. And then it occurred to me that Daniel is a real Renaissance man. How he has tirelessly and persistently and tenaciously revived and revisited past experiences and built upon them and optimistically, step by step, built on them through the building of one business after another. A real entrepreneur that knows what it's like to form that solid foundation before you move on to the next step. Now, where's that leave somebody like Daniel and how I perceive to be his tremendous assets? If somebody were to ask me, I would tell them if they want to get involved in internet marketing, they should take courses given by today the so-called gurus. I am, Daniel is. We're taking courses given by a couple of young guys, one of them known as DK and his sidekick Jimmy Davis. And we're taking courses from them because at this time it's obvious to us they have a pulse on they have a hand on the pulse of the people driving the internet today. And those courses have untold value to people looking for a position on the internet and in internet marketing. And I would advise anyone to do that. But when it comes time to try to organize all that information that's available on the internet, when it comes time to put it in some kind of framework, when it comes time to try and set it out into and apply it practically within your personality to a marketing plan, that's the time I would advise anybody at all, to seek the assistance of a leader like Daniel, a person who can work with you, dwell into the foundation, who will give you the time and the understanding to help you through any particular circumstances. He's helped me tremendously in the short period of time that I've known him. Daniel, you're my friend. Take care and goodbye.